when there's all this like sad, scary stuff, when you have something to look forward to and something that you're working on, that all minimizes, you know? I got so sad I threw away all my paintings and I didn't paint for like 7 years. Like that was like it.
Hello, my fellow Martians. My name is Harry Mars, and this is the On Mars Pod, where we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike.
Found out that I had cancer, and it was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Finally found the lump, and it was almost like a relief in a way, because I was like, told you something was wrong, and like now we can fix it. Being able to like kind of be on the other side of that, like you just are so grateful for the days that you feel healthy, you know? So
hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we are joined by a tattoo artist, entrepreneur, owner of the Afterparty in Phoenix. We got Sierra Susha.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here, Sierra.
Thank you for having me.
So your boyfriend Rice, aka XXX Stacy, he actually texted me the other day, and it was one of those things where I'm like, dude, I've been meaning to hit her up. So it's like the world's it works in mysterious ways. So I'm so excited to have you on here.
Thank you.
So on Mars, we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike. It's really cool because she checks all those boxes.
Thank you.
She's creative professional, entrepreneur, and she's so inspiring. If you guys don't know, she did battle cancer. She won, and then a year later, unfortunately, there was a re-diagnosis, which we'll get into all of this. And her story is so inspiring, and to be so young going through some stuff like that is crazy. So you're so strong, and I'm thankful to have you here today.
Thank you.
Of course. So in the beginning, I mean, I like to kind of go back before it was really anything like blowing up or all of that. So did you grow up in Arizona?
I did. I grew up here. Well, I was born here. I lived here for a while, moved to Maryland for a little bit.
Okay.
Came back here. I love Arizona. I don't think I'll ever
You call
leave.
it your home.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I saw you say like you're from Arizona, so even though you lived in another state, it's kind of just all your real memories, core memories are from here.
For sure. And like, I don't know, I learned real quickly that as bad as Arizona can seem sometimes, like in the summer and stuff, it's worse other places. Like it's cool here.
For sure. I agree. I'm from Michigan and I've been here 10 years and I don't want to go back.
No, it's fun to visit and like that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you have family out there? Is that why?
I do. Yeah. Nice. A lot of my family's in Maryland and Chicago. And so, I don't know. It's nice to go there sometimes. But I think the cool thing about Phoenix too is like there's always something to do. So like even when it's 1,000,000 degrees, there's so many things to go do where it's like not that bad. So.
Exactly. You go from your air-conditioned house to your air-conditioned car to your air-conditioned venue.
To the pool. It's like fine.
You make it work, for sure. So,
exactly.
So in those early days though, when you're growing up, did you have any passions before it was like tattooing and, a career or anything like that? I mean, were you into music and art and all that?
So I was always like a weird art kid, but I also like knew since I was like 4 years old that I wanted to be a tattoo artist. And like I always told my mom, like, I'm gonna be a tattoo artist. She's like,
from the beginning, it's like, no. Are you sure?
Yeah, like I remember being like 12 and like everyone's like in their Justin Bieber face, which we all still are, but like it was like,
for real.
And I was like in this weird like Kat Von D, like I was so infatuated. I was like, I need to be,
for sure. That was an era. For sure.
And so I definitely always like was very intrigued by tattooing and stuff, but didn't know how I would ever actually get there. So painting was like my main thing. So I did that all through middle school, high school, went to college for it. And then when I graduated, I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm not gonna go get a job. I'm just gonna be a painter and blah blah blah. No, it's so hard to make money and stuff. So
absolutely.
Anyways, that didn't. I mean, I still paint all the time, but thankfully I had the opportunity to get into tattooing. So it's cool that like I feel like I never really lost like sight of that. That was always like my goal.
Yeah.
I wish I had gotten into music, but I'm not talented in that way.
But you always loved music, right?
So much.
So like, what were those early influences in music, like around the house? Like, were your parents listening to?
Yeah, a lot of Jack Johnson, a lot of Bob Marley.
I love that.
and a lot of Kanye West. My parents actually owned yoga studios when I was younger, and they were the first yoga studios in Arizona that only played hip hop. So like a lot of yoga studios, it's very like zen and quiet and like serenity. Calm. Yeah. And my mom and my stepdad were like, nope, like loud rap and so that kind of like took off. So yeah, my mom's always been on like, that's her music taste, and so amazing. Yeah, Mac Miller, since he came out, everything
for sure.
Yeah,
you went to a Mac Miller concert in 2011, I think.
I did. 11/11/11 was the first time I saw Mac. Yeah,
that's crazy. What a day to go see Mac Miller.
I still have like the physical ticket when they used to give those out. Yeah.
Did you like laminate it?
It's framed.
Okay,
yeah.
Sick. I was like, take care of that for sure.
That's like changed my life.
Oh man, for sure. Because I mean, how many times all in all did you see him before he passed?
I think I saw him 9 times.
Wow.
So not enough.
Yeah, not enough. Of course. Like, but damn near. I mean, maybe more than once a year.
Yeah. I definitely went to every tour, and I don't know. I feel like he was special.
He was so special. Yeah. No, and I mean, you commented on this album here, right? When you got it, it's like one of the first things you said. Dialed straight in on that, which is so funny. But yeah, because he was a huge influence of mine as well. And actually, I saw him at the Divine Feminine tour, which was the last tour when he played in Marquee Theater. Yeah. You went to that, I'm assuming.
Course, yeah.
But I still have the ticket stub for that. So
really? That's so cool.
Yes.
And I think like my favorite thing about him is like every album's so completely different. Like you can tell like where he was at and like how he was evolving, and also like I don't know, it was just so authentic, which
for sure. He would make albums too where it's like you start at the beginning and then you don't have to skip anything.
Oh, and then like I don't know, did you listen to Balloonerism?
I did. Yeah. And that's an old album.
Yeah, like 2014. So I'm like, okay, you were like it's so out there. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know.
Yeah, because that must have been, I think that was like between watching movies with the sound off and Good AM.
I think so,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so it was like something like a minute ago.
For sure.
So it's just so
10
cool
plus
to
years,
like see, because you can like kind of pick up some of what was on there with his like circles and stuff like that. Like it kind of goes, it almost like combined all his albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, it's
for
cool.
sure. But that just goes to show like even back then he was always the same guy, and he's been the same guy the whole time. It's just like, but it's cool how he was able to like put his whole like current state of mind into an album. So it's like eras of Mac for real.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, he's the coolest.
For sure. No, I agree. And I always feel like consuming albums like that really let me like enjoy the artist and really see where they're at. And all these albums, they're like that.
For sure.
Like, they're all staple albums in my head for sure.
And I feel like, being able to, when people are that authentic and that like with Mac, like he was struggling so bad and you can see all of that. And I think it makes people feel like safe in a way. You're like, okay, like for sure. Me too. And like, I don't know.
It's for sure. Really it's relatable.
Cool. Yeah.
And I love how art can move you in certain ways that like, other mediums can't necessarily.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like a sensory experience for sure. Yeah. So
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Today's episode is sponsored by Lantern Coffee, based out of my hometown, Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you're still sipping on that gas station coffee, this is your sign to get your life together. Lantern does coffee the right way. Whole beans, small batch, straight from the source. I personally get 2 bags a month myself. It's what fuels us here every day on Mars. If you want to taste what I'm talking about, go to lanterncoffee.com, use promo code ONMARS for 20% off of your first order. That's lanterncoffee.com, use promo code ONMARS, 20% off your first order. Treat yourself, because friends don't let friends drink bad coffee. Let's get back to the show. But so on that same note, though, you also had kind of an early love for like rave scene, EDM shows, and like live concerts in that sense.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about like that phase in like the early days specifically, because it was almost like as an underground sort of thing, right?
Yeah. So I started raving when I was 11.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was it was weird. Yeah, I loved it so much, and I remember being, because that was the first place where I went and I was like, okay, like I feel so comfortable here. Like I can like genuinely be myself. Like as like cliche as it sounds, like the rave scene's very welcoming and whatever.
Of course.
And then you find your genre in that you love, and I just like, when I was in it, I was like, this is my whole life. This is all, I'm gonna be a DJ. Yes. I'm gonna do like
for sure.
you know. And then
absolutely.
One day the hard thing I think about the EDM scene, and so honestly like the music in general, like drugs, alcohol, like it's a party scene, you know. And so I took it too far, and was kind of like went to rehab a couple times, and I feel like when I got sober and stepped away from that for a little bit, when I started to go back, like I just didn't have a love for that type of music anymore like I did before, in the way that I still can like go to rock shows or rap shows and like still like love it so much. Like I really like grew out of it. But at the time I feel like it was just a way to really be able to be creative, whether it was like in your outfits or your makeup or being able to like travel and go camp and meet all these people. Like it was so fun while it lasted for me.
Absolutely,
you know?
For sure. That's interesting though, how you say like you almost like outdid yourself when it came to like, because when you came back you're like, I've been on this road. It's like it's not fun to me anymore.
It just wasn't. And like, I feel like a lot of times when you get sober, like you realize a lot of these people like weren't actually your friends like that. And it really like kind of, it was uncomfortable for me to admit that wasn't as important to me as I thought it was. It was kind of like an identity crisis, because that's like what I did every weekend,
huge part of your life.
Yeah. And I was like so committed to like, I'm gonna be a DJ.
That's funny. That's crazy that it started at 11 years old though. So I mean, so it was like, meanwhile, while doing art in school and just like loving that side of the creative arts, you were also like heavily into like music scene.
Yeah, big time. And I wanted so badly to like be talented in it, because I don't know. But
so, hey, well, I mean, being a DJ was like a real thing, and like, especially like if you started young and like you had a passion for it.
And it was fun too, because like I went to college at ASU, but while I was getting my degree there, I also at Scottsdale Community College, they had like a DJ program. So like when I was done at ASU, I'd go there and go to my DJ class.
That's pretty sick, dude. DJ class.
I learned a lot about like the history of it and stuff. So in that way, it was really cool. But I just never was good at it, which is okay.
Sure. Hey, well, I mean, not everyone's cut out to be.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just be in the crowd. It's better like that.
Hey, Martians, real quick. I appreciate you taking the time to listen or watch wherever you are in the world. Over the last few months, the Martian family has grown so much. I could not be more thankful for all of my guests and every single one of you who continue to tune in every single week. Subscribers, ratings, likes, and comments all help us grow here on Mars. And it would mean the world. If you haven't already, please go to onmarspod.com/subscribe to subscribe on YouTube. Like and leave a comment, rate us on Spotify. All this good stuff helps keep the engine running to inspire Martians all over the world. P.S. Follow us on Instagram @OnMarsPod. Okay, let's get back to it. I love it. But you saw it as a form of expression, really.
Yeah.
So like for your art, in a sense, in another way.
For sure. Just like being creative in that way. It was just like so new to me, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to talk about like the painting a little bit more, because I guess like there was a point where, I mean, I'm sure as like a 18-year-old, you're maybe like working odd jobs or doing like the normal 18-year-old thing to do.
Yeah.
But at one point you quit to like paint.
Yeah.
So what was that?
So yeah, I was working at Dutch Bros for a couple years. I quit because I was getting a lot of requests for like custom paintings, and so that was really fun. And you can make a lot of connections and money, and you can really grow doing custom paintings for people.
Yeah.
But it made me fall out of love with it. I was like, okay, I'm painting like these things that other people want. I wasn't like engaging in it in the way that like I was when I was painting something just from like my brain or like something that I like wanted.
Felt like a job.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, and everything can eventually, like, you can burn out in that way, but it like really like made me like hate it for a while. And so then I started doing like these live painting shows.
Fire.
And yeah, it was really, really fun. And I was probably 20 at the time of like one of the bigger ones that I was doing. And I remember, like, this is so stupid, but at the time my like ex-boyfriend didn't show up to it. And I got so sad I threw away all my paintings and I didn't paint for like 7 years. Like that was like it.
Wow.
And so when I got diagnosed the first time, I was like, I'm like bored. Like I need to do something. So I started painting again, and I don't really do customs. Like I just paint what I want, and like if they sell, they sell, you know? And so I love it every time now, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In those early days, it was almost like an entrepreneurial endeavor in a sense too, because that was before you obviously got heavy into tattooing. And and I do kind of want to talk about like that transitional period where you're like kind of still painting, but you're realizing like maybe I should try this tattoo thing, because you were also doing tattoo designs. Is that right?
Yeah, I was.
So, yeah.
Dang, you really would.
Come on, I'm a professional here.
Yeah, well, I was drawing like custom tattoos for people, and that's kind of what started it. Yeah.
So that's a good like. I mean, you realize like, okay, I could just do the tattooing too. So it's like just take it all the way through from like start to finish.
For sure.
And in that sense, you could also express your creativity. Whereas like, well, I hear you, but like, what about my designs?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, people are either gonna love it or hate it, take it or leave it, and like it's. I feel like when you like. I also feel like when I was painting the things that I genuinely wanted to do, and now this has really started to apply to me with tattooing in the last like year, but like if you are doing something you love, you feel so much more confident about it too, which just like, I don't know, people can recognize that as well. And so yeah, it just kind of makes it more, no, I don't even think authentic is the right word, but like
real.
Yeah,
it makes it
exactly.
more real,
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's as cliche as it is. If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
Exactly.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how much money you're making, whatever that number is for you, it's like as long as you're happy doing that, you're winning.
Yeah.
And like people can, like you said, they can see right through that too.
Yeah.
It's like if you're doing it just as a job and you're like don't really have any passion, they're not gonna fuck with
people
you.
can see that like before you can even realize it, you know?
Right,
like
sure. And then you hit a brick wall, you're like, wow, I guess I've been doing it for the wrong reasons
and then you
this whole
look back
time.
and you're like, damn, like I just not wasted because you obviously will learn and grow through that too.
Everything,
but like, you look back and you're like, dang. Like
if you have to hard pivot and because you didn't really love it the whole time, and that's tough. And I think like a lot of people that end up doing the traditional route of getting a 9-to-5 and having a house and all this stuff, they kind of get to a point sometimes in their 50s when it's like, damn, all these years I could have been doing what I love.
For sure.
And it's harder for them to make a change. So the fact that you were kind of young and having that ambition already, like that was huge.
I was talking to Rice about it the other day. He was like, when did you like start like realizing like that's what you want to do? And like I feel like since I was so young wanting to do tattoos and doing art my whole life, like it just wasn't ever like there wasn't a plan B.
Right.
You know?
There wasn't a question.
Yeah, like that's just what I was gonna do. And
sure.
That's what I did, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And that like almost that confidence, like blind confidence in a sense, you can put it like.
Yeah.
It's like that's what makes it or breaks it sometimes.
It's like you just gotta believe in yourself, you know?
For
and
sure.
it's gonna work out how it's supposed to. So.
Yeah, exactly. And timing and everything like that, it's already written. I do 100% agree with that. As long as you love what you do and you're a genuine person, you get a lot farther in life.
1000%. Yeah, you're going to be successful in multiple different ways.
For sure.
Yeah.
So then getting to the point where you are like tattooing and those early days, did you like, I don't know, like find connections within the scene, or like did you have people that were already like hitting you up like, yo, you should just try tattooing, or like, what was that?
So I actually, it was lockdown, and my tattoo artist at the time, she was like still working from home kind of thing. And I was just like bored, and I was like, at first it was like I'm just gonna like kind of tattoo my friends, because I was also an esthetician. I was doing like lash extensions and permanent makeup and whatever. That was cool. But like I already had this like clientele, I guess.
Yeah.
And so like when I would mention tattooing, people were like, yeah, like you should do it, whatever. And so I went and sat with that artist like all of lockdown and just like learned as much as I possibly could. And then it to me, it wasn't like this is natural for me. Like I wasn't good, you know?
Interesting. So you had to work at it.
Yeah. Like, which a lot of people do, of course. Like tattooing's difficult, but
it looks a lot harder, or it looks a lot easier than it is.
For sure. There's so much more that goes into it than like you would ever realize. And it's not like you can be an amazing artist and suck at tattooing, and like honestly, like kind of vice versa. Like depending on like, you know, what designs you're doing and stuff. But but I like loved it so much. And so that first year, I would work from like 7, 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. at night. I'm not kidding. Every single day. Like tattooing as many people as I could. Wow. I would do it all for either free or like $15-$20. Like, and I just did it all day long. And again, I sucked, but it was so fun to me. And I just loved like, you know, it was being challenged in a new way, because when you look at paintings and you look at drawings and you look at like art is like subjective. Like you can think it's awesome and I can be like, that sucks. Like, you know, but with tattooing, it's good or it's not bad. Good. Like, you know, like because of technique. Like,
for sure,
you know,
for sure. So, there's a way to do it.
Yeah. So it challenged me in like a whole new way. And it was like addicting. Like I loved it. So
wow. So those were like your training ground days when you were just like hit the ground running. Essentially, you're like, well, if I'm gonna get good at this, I gotta practice. Yeah. Dang. So some bad tattoos were done.
Shout out to those people that trusted me when they shouldn't have. I appreciate all of you.
Did you do work on yourself?
I did. I tattooed myself a lot. And you know, it was good timing being locked down because like
COVID times, right?
Yeah, it was like no one had anything to do, and like I had a party house, so it was like
perfect.
Everybody was already there all the time, so it was easy for me to like find people to practice on and stuff.
Right.
And then, you know, it was hard. Like there was a lot of times that I didn't want to like continue in a way because one, like I didn't go sit in a shop for a year and do like an actual like traditional apprenticeship. Like I worked with this girl for 6 months and like I learned that way, which there's no right or wrong way to do it, but I understand like I didn't do it in the traditional shop setting way.
Right.
And so, you know, after I got to a place where I had a clientele and I was like, okay, I can like do this, I also learned really quickly like I didn't want to work for anybody else. And I kind of had like known that prior, just like with the esthetician business. Like I like being the boss, I guess. Not in like a, you know.
You just like working for yourself.
I'm just more comfortable, you know.
Absolutely. And you do your best work when you're working for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And so I rented little studios in people's places for the first like year or two. And then I opened up my own shop in Scottsdale. And that's really when I was like, okay, like this is, I did it. Like this is a business now. Like now 100%. I really need to like take it seriously.
For sure.
And so yeah, it's been a really fun journey.
For sure. No, and when did you open that shop? In 2022?
Yeah, I think October, November of 2022. And I had that one for 2 years, and then we have moved a couple times since then.
For sure. So while you owned that the Scottsdale one, was that when you got the first diagnosis?
Yeah. So I had 2 shops in Scottsdale. They were like kind of the same complex. And right when I opened that second one is when I hired other tattoo artists to work with me. And it was like 2 months into that. I found out that I had cancer, and it was like what the fuck am I gonna do? You know? Yeah.
Especially because this was like supposed to be the next big thing for you.
Yeah, and it was just like I was like, okay, I just hired on these people, and now like, you know, they're looking to me like, you know, they just signed up and I committed to them to like we were gonna grow together, and like now what the hell are we gonna do? Yeah. But it worked out.
For sure it did. I mean, shout out to the people that held you down during that time, because I'm sure that they were like, they saw it as like, dude, you do your thing. Like, we'll hold
it was
down.
Like the most perfect group of people. Like, and I was so lucky to have found them at that time. Like it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Divine timing on everything.
Yeah.
And then during that process, were you still doing art? I guess ask, I mean, you said that was when you kind of like fell back into the love of painting and like drawing and
for sure.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, like Rice he makes music, and he was kind of getting into painting at that time. And I think it was literally like his way of being like, how do we like
connect?
You know? So he was like, okay, we should paint. And so we did one painting at his house, and it was the day after I got diagnosed the first time. And I was like, oh my God, like I miss this. And so then, we did it every single day for like a long time. Beautiful. And I got really lucky that he like introduced it to me again, because I don't know what it would have looked like going through the diagnosis without having that art, because I couldn't tattoo a lot of the time, you know?
Of course. Yeah, and having like that escape to almost forget about everything bullshit that's going on and just like fall in love with the art with someone that you love too. Yeah. There's so much that goes into that. And I mean, shout out to Rice for being there through everything, because it's been like an anchor when, you know, things aren't the best. Yeah. You have good love at home.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, okay, the universe was like so funny, giving me like the best thing that's ever happened to me and the worst thing that's ever happened to me at the exact same time. Like, you know, because it was like, it was hard. It was like a weird feeling, like, okay, I'm so sad about this, but like I also like don't even feel like I can be sad because I'm so happy about this. Like it was I got so lucky to have something amazing come into my life at the same time. You know?
For sure.
It would have looked a lot different.
For sure. No, and that's the realest thing ever, where it's like it's you the timing of everything is supposed to be the way it's supposed to. So
for sure.
But in that moment, you were sober, right? Before that, because you went sober officially in 2023, I believe, something like that.
Yeah. August of 2023. I went into detox, and you know, I'm really, so that's kind of what made me realize something was wrong, because I went into detox, obviously felt like shit for a long time, and they were like, hey, you're gonna go through withdrawals, you're gonna like, your body's gonna readjust, and you obviously weren't healthy because you were just an alcoholic the last 10 years. Like, and so then 6 months went by, and I was like, I still don't feel good. Like, I felt better when I was drinking. Like, this is weird. And so I was going to doctors all the time, and they were like, it's because you're vegan or whatever. Like, nobody was like taking me seriously. And I just like, I was like, no, something is wrong. And so then I finally found the lump, and it was almost like a relief in a way, because I was like, I told you something was wrong, and like now we can fix it, you know?
For sure.
So
then you requested them to do a mammogram, is that right?
Oh yeah, I had to like beg, basically, and it was like frustrating, because I remember when I got my first biopsy, even the lady doing it was like, you're wasting my time, like you're too young for this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't want to be here either. Like, I'm not trying to waste your time. Like,
I was like, why would I be here if I wasn't concerned?
I'm sorry. And then she called me the next day, and she's like, so you weren't wasting my time? And I was like, yeah, I told you. Like, you know?
Jesus. Yeah. Yo, that's the big, like, damn, I fucked up. Like, she's probably feeling bad.
Yeah, and I just, you know, I hope that, like, going forward, that's not how she treats other people, you know? And so, that's like my hope. But when I was trying to get my mammograms and stuff, like the doctors were just telling me like, this doesn't happen. Like no one in my family had cancer. I didn't have any of the genes or anything. So they just didn't want to do it. And, you know, if I had waited until I was 40 when you're supposed to get your first mammogram, I'd be dead by then. Yeah. I wouldn't have made it to 40, you know? Crazy. So that's so wild. It's weird that it's such a hard thing to get. Yeah. And, you know, I've been very vocal about it on my social media and stuff. And I have people from different states messaging me like, we cannot get mammograms. I have this lump. It's changing. I have another lump. I don't feel good, blah, blah, blah. But nobody will order anything. People flying to Arizona to go to my doctors.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a powerful place to be for young women across America, because it's like you're an example that like sometimes it does happen to people like us. Yeah. And you have to do your self checks, and you have to know things about your health. Go to the doctor.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
So it's like, I know you've been like vocal about that. I think that's like such a beautiful place to be in, because you're so young. You could easily see it as like a tragedy, but you're seeing it as like empowerment.
For sure. And I feel like, you know, the first time I got diagnosed, it was kind of like, okay, like this was just a weird like blimp in my timeline. Like, this wasn't supposed to happen. My genes did something weird, whatever. My cells, not my genes. But then the second time I got diagnosed, I was like, okay, this is happening for a reason. Like, I have, you know, my little platform on social media. I'm like, I can help people. So it was like, you know, I definitely have my like bad days, but for the most part, it's been like, even though unfortunately, like, I've had so many girls, ones that I know personally and other people just randomly through social media, same thing, 25, 26, 27 years old, getting the exact same thing that I had. And so when I went through it the first time, I didn't know anybody else. Like, I didn't have anyone to kind of talk to, and it was scary and lonely and confusing. And so I do my best to like be that person for them, you know?
For sure.
And so I guess like, it just makes it so worth it to me because I know exactly how they feel, you know?
Absolutely. Especially being someone that beat it.
Yeah.
You know, because you can, you know, especially someone that's going through for the first time, that's scary.
It's so scary. Yeah. You just get that phone call and your whole life just
changes.
Completely flipped. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the in-between time after you got the first diagnosis when you were in official remission, how long was it before you got re-diagnosed then?
So it was kind of weird because I had a double mastectomy in March of 2024. And so that's technically when I was in remission. They cut all the cancer out. But there's so many more surgeries that come along with that initial surgery. So I had gotten my final surgery November of 2024, and it was like a 6-week healing. So I had 3 weeks between when I was done healing with that and when I got diagnosed again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So there really wasn't any time at all.
No, but in a way, I'm almost like grateful it happened like that because I was already in the routine of I'm at the doctor every day. I'm in the routine of like, you know,
Just
I'm
part
healing.
Of your life.
Yeah. So, but it was kind of like a, you know, defeating feeling for sure. Like, you know, I finally was being able to switch from like physically to like the mental healing of it and like get my life back and then right away. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's like a bittersweet thing. I mean, it's but at this point, you're halfway through treatment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
For the second time?
Yeah.
Nice. So that's exciting. So on the other half, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and everything's like looking good and like what's the update so far?
Yeah. So this round was different because my first diagnosis, I didn't have to do chemo or radiation. I just had my surgery.
Okay.
And with all of the stuff they can do now, like I had a 6% chance of it coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
6%?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I did it. That wasn't so bad, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. And so then when it came back, I was like, dang, like, okay. Damn. So they took it a lot more, not that they didn't take it seriously the first time, but it was like, they just did the routine stuff. Like,
for sure. They're like, we got it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, this time I had surgery immediately, had the cancer removed. They do this thing where they check your margins, which is just checking around it. I wasn't cancer free at that point, so they had to do another surgery, go back in, cut more out, and then I started chemo. Did that for 2 months. Now I'm in radiation, which has definitely been like the easiest part of it. The only thing is like it's Monday through Friday, so that's just like you get more like annoyed just of going.
Right.
But yeah, I have 3 weeks left of that. And next week I have my first scans since I was diagnosed to make sure it's gone. So
nice.
That's like an anxiety.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, yeah, for sure. Especially when you know when it is.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, this is the day.
Yeah.
Dang. So that's going to be a big determining factor of like where you're at.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure.
Nice. But you feel great. You look great.
Thank you.
Of course, your spirits are high.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think that obviously plays into how you heal.
It's
is
huge.
your mindset.
For sure. Yeah. And I think, you know, like going through it again, I definitely, this time I was like, okay, like I'm sick. I'm bald. I lost all my, you know, like I feel horrible. I'm always in the hospital. Like chemo was so rough on me. And so now being able to like kind of be on the other side of that, like it's you just are so grateful for the days that you feel healthy, you know? Yes, so yeah, sure. I'm like, for the most part, I'm like excited to do my scans. There's just like hear the words like you're cancer free. But I think of course, like since it did come back, there's like that, like, okay, what if, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, well, I mean, you're doing what you have to do, and I'm so glad that you're in great care, and you know, they know what they're doing, and yeah, I'm sure you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah,
and yeah, you got a great spirit.
I appreciate it.
Of course. So I want to talk about getting into the Afterparty, because the Afterparty is the shop that you own in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So how many artists do you have there currently?
Right now there's 5 of us.
5 of you. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Hondo is in that. Still,
Hondo,
right?
Yeah.
Hondo is a great artist. He did some work on Danny, and he's so good.
I look at his work all the time, and I'm like, how? Like, what? Like, see, when I say those people that are just good at it, he was.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
He's so talented.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool that you were able to kind of have him like under your umbrella in a sense. That's cool.
It's been cool because he's been with me since the Scottsdale shop. Like he was the one who had been there for a month before I got diagnosed.
So he's been there through everything.
Yeah, and like he's just like, okay, we got this. Like, you know.
Yeah, for sure. He saw it as like opportunity to be like, yo, don't even worry about it. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
We're going to hold it down.
Yeah. We're so lucky to have him.
Oh, that's so amazing. Shout out Hondo.ink. Yeah, we'll definitely have Hondo on too. I got to have him on the pod. He loves that. At this point, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
No, so then getting into those days, I guess like running that shop, like while going through everything, like what was your involvement, and like were you handling like back end administrative stuff, or like what were you doing for the shop?
So I remember, so I was like sitting there, I was getting my nails done or something, and the Afterparty popped into my head, and I was like, that's genius. I got the LLC right away. Like I was like, I texted Rice, I was like, hey, tattoo shop, Afterparty, you do the business side because I suck at that. I'll do the tattoos. And he was like, yes, okay. So,
nice. Okay, so it's been kind of like a partnership.
Yeah. Very much so. And so we started kind of planning that from that day, which was probably April or May of last year. And I feel like, you know, when I got diagnosed the first time, I was like, okay, I need to do everything I want to do. You know, like I need to like live my life, because obviously we're all faced with death every single day, every time you get in your car, whatever. But like, I feel like it was kind of, when you get news like that, it kind of like switches. So I was like, okay, I need to like be so authentic so that I genuinely love my life. And I was like, I need to do it. Then we opened up this big shop called the Afterparty in Phoenix, and everything was great for a while. Like we were filling it up with artists. Bryce is so good at the business side of it. It was going really well. When I got diagnosed again, you know, it was like we couldn't do it. Like the shop was huge. It was expensive. I couldn't work. He had quit his day job to like help me.
You guys were all in.
Yeah. And so that like sucked so bad for a while. Had to pay a lot of money to get out of that lease, but it worked out so perfectly because now we're in a new shop that's like medium size and it's full. We don't need to like keep looking for artists. Everyone in there's so great. Like it ended up being like a very beautiful thing. But you know, at the time it was like did we just fail?
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. Did you move while you were going through treatment?
Oh yeah. I got out of the hospital from the chemo and went straight there. We're painting the walls and I'm like dying. But like we gotta do this. Yeah. I was like, we don't have a choice. And you know, that was like I don't get benefits. You don't get paid time off. You gotta do it no matter what. And so yeah. But I also think like that I'm so lucky and grateful to have that because it gave me something to be so excited for.
Yeah.
When there's all this like sad, scary stuff, when you have something to look forward to and something that you're working on, it's that all minimizes.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, art is therapy.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Sure.
And yeah, I think like, especially in moments like that, you need to find something to show you light, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm really grateful. We ended up switching shops and I don't look at it as like the business failed. Like we just pivoted and it worked out so perfectly. So yeah, now me and Rice both own the after party.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys have done a few different events. I know you guys did one at Studio at Wilson, which shout out to Nick Weber, owner of Wilson Camera.
Yeah, they're awesome there.
Yeah, for sure. He loves what he does, and he has a great passion for that.
It's such a cool space.
Yeah, for sure. I still haven't even been to Studio at Wilson, Nick.
To.
What the heck? But no, that's my bad. That's that's awesome. The homie. He's actually from Grand Rapids too. So
no way.
We have a connection. In that sense. But so you've done events for the after party. You've done like fundraisers and stuff like that. And what's that experience been like? Kind of like showcasing the new shop.
That's like the most fun thing for me, I think, is like when you can like bring the community together. So we have different vendors. We have other tattoo artists come. We have piercers, tooth gems, like anyone who's kind of in like the artistic or running their own small business. Like we try to get as many vendors as we can and throw this party, you know. Nice. And it's so cool because then you get to like meet other creatives or other people running their own business, and then like also like collaborate with them and just like build that like community, which I feel like Phoenix has a really strong art community, which is really cool. Like I feel like a lot of cities don't have that. And so like it's been so fun, so stressful, but so fun. And so that's like what we're gonna start doing, like events at least once a month, just to kind of build that space.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's awesome. Have you guys done any events at your own space yet?
Not yet. We did at the one
before
studio.
Your last location.
Yeah. But we have a big one coming up in October. We're gonna do a breast cancer awareness / grand opening. So
nice.
Yeah.
Is that Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have music and food vendors and make it bigger than what we've done in the past. So.
For sure. And that's an interesting way to infuse like your past love of live events and music
exactly.
and DJing, and then it's like with the love that you have now, and you're like fully sober too, so you're taking it all in, and I'm sure you appreciate like those events like so much because it's like a culmination of everything that you love.
For sure. No, yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is just so fun. Like you get like so like overstimulated because everywhere you look, it's just like something. So it's been really fun in like that way, and also just in spreading awareness way and getting to just like meet people, whether they're just attending or they're a vendor. Like, yeah, I'm grateful that we started doing that.
Absolutely. No, that's so cool. And I love how like you see it, like I said, like as an opportunity to like spread awareness.
Yeah,
because I think that's one of the biggest things. And is that something that you would even potentially in the future be like wanting to like start like, I don't know, businesses or like start foundations and stuff like that for that?
For sure. I want to write a book about it. I want to like do speaking, like I don't even know how to like start all that, but I for sure like I said, like when I got diagnosed the second time, I'm like, this happened for a reason. Like this is somehow going to be something that I do, you know, like I want to be a like face for it and just for the rest of my life, you know.
Absolutely.
Like yeah,
for sure. No, I think your story is so inspiring to so many people, and I'm sure that you've heard that so many times, but it's very true.
Thank you.
So the fact that you're taking it as like a badge of honor, that's the biggest thing.
I'm you know, like I said, like there's the bad days, but at the same time, like I'm grateful that it was me, because like I don't know, I feel like in a way, like everything happens for a reason. Like it was supposed to be, because I'm gonna do good things with it.
Absolutely, and that's the best way to put it. And it's like that's such a beautiful way of like thinking about such a tragic thing, because it's like you're using it as a strength.
Yeah,
this is your superpower now.
For
the
sure.
fact that you beat it twice. You know, like you're on your way to beating it twice.
Yeah,
under 30 years old. Like, it
better be the last time. But.
No, this is the last time. 100%. This is it. We're speaking it into existence.
Yes,
I'm big on manifestation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
No, that's exciting that you have big plans to, you know, empower people to, you know, do the self checks.
Yeah.
And go to your doctor even when they say you can't. Just show them your story.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. I'm literally like, just and you know,
I
feel like if I can almost like I feel like when I talked about the girl doing my biopsy being like, you're kind of wasting my time, like hopefully, you know, she didn't do that again, and she kind of changed how she approached it. Same like when I got diagnosed the first time and they only did surgery, you know, like I could have done chemo or radiation at that time and it probably wouldn't have come back. And that's not like the doctor's fault or anything. That's again what was routine. But one of my nurses, she's 26 and she just got diagnosed with the exact same thing. And they're making her do chemo, even though we had the exact same thing. We have the same oncologist. And I'm like, okay, like she maybe saw what happened to me and it coming back. And she's like, okay, you're going through this girl's going through treatment now. Like, why don't we add on this chemo just now, just to make sure it doesn't come back again? You know, like, so if I can kind of like change little things to make it, you know, better for other people, then yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
to reduce the probability to maybe 1% that it'll come back versus 6%.
Yeah,
because that 6% is a big number, apparently.
Yeah, right. I'm like, who knew? It's crazy. Yeah. So weird, but whatever.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like you said, you were like meant to be the person that can like tell people like make change, and that's the biggest thing. Make change in a positive way.
Yeah.
So.
And I think kind of like what you said about like the events and you know, spreading awareness there, like. You know, like the I Heart Boobies bracelets.
Yes,
like the
for sure. Yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah. So we just went to Warped Tour and they have a booth there. And this was like Warped Tour's first year back in a few years. And so like seeing them have that booth there and spreading awareness, I was like, okay, like it really made me be like, we can combine this with the art and the music and, you know, the young people and really do something. So
for sure.
I'm spinning.
For sure. No, I love it. No, the fact that you're excited about it, that says a lot. I think there's something that, I mean, you have passion about that. And I think that's important for sure. Because people, like I said, they'll hear your story and be like, oh my God, like she's right. Like they're going to look to you for advice.
Yeah.
You know? So the fact that you're like, oh, please let me tell you. Please, I'm trying to tell you.
I love to talk about it.
For sure. No, I mean, you went on like live TV shows. And,
I did,
you did the news out here. And yeah. So that experience, I'm sure, was nice to be able to spread awareness to people that still watch news.
Yeah, exactly. So true. But yeah, I feel like I've had a lot of different foundations and companies reach out to me and stuff, and so I'm really excited to see like where that goes, and you know, yeah, you
worked with Inked magazine at one point.
I did,
too.
That's
exciting.
I love them so much.
Yes, so that's I mean, you guys did like a photo shoot. You and Journey did something back in 2024 or something like that.
Yeah, we did like have you seen their YouTube reaction videos?
Not too much. No,
okay, so they're like they started doing this a long time ago, but they'll show you like either a really good tattoo, a really bad tattoo, or whatever on a TV, and it's like your just initial reaction, and they make these funny videos out of it.
Nice.
And it was cool because like I feel like we used to watch those when we were younger, and so like being there, we were like, what the this is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
That was so cool. And then we ended up working their booth at Barrett Jackson and Arizona Bike Week, and
beautiful.
So yeah, we do a couple things with them sometimes that they're cool.
That's what's up. Have you done any collaborations with the Afterparty yet with Inked?
No, they've come and like checked out the studio. I tattooed one of their Labubus.
Hell yeah! I think that was like last week, right? Or something like that.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And so yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, we haven't done anything like that yet.
Yet for sure. I mean, you guys have a relationship already, so it's just a matter of time. At this point, especially like the bigger you guys get, the more like waves you're gonna have.
For sure.
You know? When it makes more sense.
You know, like we are a really small shop and it is brand new, and so like I don't know, like, but being able to also have these connections with these bigger people, like it's so motivating to be like, okay, like we can grow, like, you know, we can have multiple locations, we can have a big ass, we can be in LA, you know, like,
for sure.
So it's cool.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, especially like when you can collab with a brand like that's already nationally known.
For sure. Yeah, it's motivating.
For sure. No, you're right there. I mean, I like to say we're like one phone call away from everything we've ever wanted.
Yeah, you are. like it's true. Like you never know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like the fact that you're doing it though, putting yourself out there. That's something, I mean, that's been, I feel like from the beginning, you've always been one to put yourself out there.
Oh yeah, I'll just do it. Yeah. But it was like so funny because when when they messaged me, I was like, Rice, I just got this like spam thing.
You didn't believe it?
No, I like God. Actually like I don't know. I reread the email again like a week later, and I was like, this might be real. Like, and it was. But yeah,
wild.
But it's like, yeah, you know, like I never you just can't like get scared of opportunities. You got to just do it. And if it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out, but it probably is, you know?
Yeah.
So
a lot of times if it's presented to you, it's supposed to be for you.
Exactly.
That's so true. Yeah. And I love that, where it's like people that don't tattoo, that don't own a tattoo shop, I feel like creatives of any kind relate to that.
For sure.
It's
Yeah.
Like, usually people that make it are the ones that love it and just keep doing.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's all you gotta do.
For sure. It's like, it's that easy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's crazy though, because like the 10,000 hours thing, you've heard that, I'm sure, where it's just like, to become a master at anything, you got to spend 10,000 hours doing it. But it's like, it's kind of real, where it's like,
no, for sure.
You've been this person since you were 4 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
I've put in my 10,000 hours, that's for sure.
And then some.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's true. And I think a lot of times, like, as you know, being a creative, like, it is not for the weak. Like, it is hard. Like, there's so much that goes into it. It's so draining in such a beautiful way. And like, yeah, like if it's for you, like, it will work out, but you have to put so much into it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having that like self-awareness, if you don't really love it, you don't have to do it, because you know what I mean? And
right.
Yeah. If you don't really love what you do, you can pivot. And that's to go with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, even if that's running your own business.
Yeah.
If you realize like you don't love doing it, then don't do it. You know?
And I don't, it sounds so cliche, but obviously like life is way too short to be miserable in any sort of way. So it's like you get to make your life. You choose where you go and what you do. So like do something that you love.
That's so true. You know? And I mean, as cliche as it sounds, and this is like, I feel like it kind of hits different coming from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like in a way, like you were in a situation where it couldn't have, you know what I mean? It could have gone the other way. And like the fact that you're still here with us, and the fact that you know, like telling people like your story, and you're empowering, and you're still like actively trying to do what you love, like that you don't have time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You never
exactly.
know.
No, you don't. And it's just like, I feel like, you know, even before I got diagnosed, I was tattooing, but I was doing tattoos that I didn't enjoy doing. And I was really doing it in a way that wasn't good for me. And I didn't like love it. You know, I was like really burnt out. And so after being diagnosed again, like I've just completely switched how I do things and the style that I do and who I take as a client and stuff like that.
Right.
And now I love it so much again. So it's like, you know, you can always adjust how you do things and make it more authentic to you.
I love that. No, and like almost realigning it when you feel like it's not really, when you're not loving it anymore. Like if you really love it at your core, you're going to find a way to like pivot and be like, okay, well, I got to make sure I'm doing this for the love again, not doing it for the wrong reasons.
Similar in like musicians, you know, switching genres and finding their thing, you know, like, like you can always pivot.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, and I think any creative, realistically, like there's sometimes you're going to be going in one direction and realize, this is not it.
Yeah.
Pivot, but just the thing is you keep moving forward. Right. You don't just stop everything and then just give up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then sometimes you got to crash out, throw all your paintings out and quit for 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
So dumb.
Hey,
don't do that. But like it's true.
It's part of your story.
Heard, you know, and I've heard, you know, people do that and you know their own forms and stuff, and like, you know, when you can come back to it and like find that love again, it's just like even you appreciate it even more.
Absolutely. No, and you're in a place where that's what you're doing now.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Yeah. It's beautiful. And you're still so young doing it like at a high level too. It's like sick. It's only up from here.
Thank you.
No, it's so sick. So a couple more things I wanted to ask about. So I noticed you have a bunch of dogs.
Oh yeah.
So you love dogs.
I love dogs.
And you're big like supporter of like adoption centers and like I just want to kind of talk about that because I have 2 dogs myself. I think you met them.
I've met them. Yeah, I love them.
So just talk about that a little bit.
So my first job was at a like adoption or at a shelter, I mean. And I've loved dogs my whole life, but I am vegan and I love animals so much. And so I don't know, it's really important to me that like every dog just feels like very loved and whatever. Aww. Anyways, I love them so much. One of my big dreams is to have my own no-kill shelter.
Amazing.
And like go around to the dogs that are on the euthanasia list or dogs that have aggression or problems, and take them in, help them, like train them, and then find them homes.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's been one of my dreams since I was young. But yeah, we do have 4 dogs right now, and they're the best.
Were they all adopted?
3 of them were adopted. 1 of them was not. And I learned real quick to always adopt. I love him so much, but like so like he's a wiener dog, and you know you don't really find those at the shelter. And I was like, I've always loved them, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get one. And so I got him. He was so sick. Like in the first 3 days we had him, $10,000 vet bill. He was gonna die. Saved him. Love him so much, but shelter dogs, you know,
yeah. How old was he when you got him? The wiener dog.
You know, I don't know. They told me he was 10 weeks old, but he was only 2.3 pounds. He was so small, and it was such a weird story. I told the breeder that I wanted a girl. I went and bought like a pink cage and like got him his collar. It was a heart. It was like rhinestone. Her name was Darla. Like, you know, and the lady hands him to me. I get in the car. We get home. I pick him up. I'm like, your boy. Like, what? So I called the breeder. Not that I was going to like go exchange him because I wouldn't do that, but I called the breeder. I was blocked. You know, it's always like a thing.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, then we had Stewie, and it was totally fine the first like 2 days. And then he got so sick so fast. And we went to the emergency vet, and they were like, he's not going to make it. He stayed there for 4 nights. Oh. And even on the 4th day, they were like, you need to leave him here. Like he's going to die, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I have no money left. I'm not leaving him here. Took him home. The next day, he's all better. He wanted to be home with me. I was kidding. But yeah, no, he's a little strong guy. Now he's like 30 pounds. He's like big, muffin, muscular. But yeah, the other 3 have been rescues. We have Sherman. He's like a Great Dane Doberman mix, and then Shiloh. He's a Lab mix, and Groot is Rice likes to say that he's a Golden Retriever Chihuahua, but he's not. He's like a Chihuahua Pomeranian thing.
Do they get together, or do they get along nicely?
Yeah, which is surprising. And we're actually at my mom's house right now while we're going through treatment. She's got 3 of her own dogs, and so there's 7, and somehow they all get along. Yeah.
You got your own shelter going on.
Yeah, literally.
Dang, that's what's up. So you've had dogs your whole life?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. So your parents. Nice. That's awesome. That's cool. One time Theo got lost for 3 days.
Oh my God.
So this is like an active movie that I'm writing right now.
Yeah.
So basically he got lost on like a Thursday night, and then I didn't sleep like at all, and then we ended up finding him Saturday afternoon after just like constant like looking for him and like detective work. And, like making
that's the worst
it was
feeling.
Crazy. So did you lose a pet in the past?
One time when I was living in Maryland, we had 6 dogs, and we got home one day and all 6 of them were gone. We found all of them except for like my special one. That was Lily. But we ended up finding her a couple of days later. The worst feeling ever. And then Shiloh, our lab right now, like a year and a half ago, I was at work, and my mom called. I used to drop the boys off at my mom's house during the day because she's got like a pool and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she called me and she was like, Shiloh's gone. And I was, it's just like the like
little heart drop. Yeah, for sure.
We found him he was at someone's house already starting his new life, like so happy with this other family. I was like pretending he doesn't know me. I'm like, get in the car.
Get the fuck over here.
So no. But I can't imagine like having a dog run away and not ever finding them. Like that would just traumatize me so bad.
Right. I 100% agree. And I think about that time when Theo got lost, because there was a moment on like the 2nd day where I was like, I wasn't sure that we would find him.
Yeah.
And I was almost like kind of coming to terms with like, well, I hope he's just happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wherever he is, whoever he's with, because he didn't have a collar on.
Yeah.
And like people wouldn't know he's microchipped and all this stuff. And it's so crazy that like, I mean, I also kind of feel like super strongly about that, where like in the future, I want to be like, I want to help people find their dogs.
Yeah,
and like,
that's really
that
cool.
type of shit. Like I love that so much. And I think that movie that I'm writing is kind of going to be like with that in mind, like
that's
to
so
show
cool.
people like, yo, if you lose your dog, try to find it.
Yeah.
Because you'll find it Sometimes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, sometimes. But I know. I mean, I feel like with all the apps now, like the next door and stuff, people are always like posting their dogs and stuff. Like it's different than like losing your dog 10 years ago and But yeah, I mean, it's just like scary because you don't know. Did they get hit by a car? Like there's just so many things. But yeah, there are things you can do, and I feel like a lot of times people don't go do them. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just to like. Tell people though, you can find your dog.
And then it's like that's why shelters are overflowing. Like a lot of times these dogs had homes and people either just like give them up or they run away and they don't whatever. Like so I don't know. The shelters in Phoenix are like bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Go adopt a dog.
For sure. Link right here.
Yeah.
I worked with the Humane Animal Rescue and Trap. I don't remember. It's like the Heart Society or whatever. Out here. They were like so helpful with that whole process. That's awesome. And like, so shout out to them and that whole thing. But yeah, it's like the love for dogs is so heavy on this side too.
Yeah. So, I feel like whenever you like get a dog, you should be like forced to like, they need like air tags or something.
For sure, dude. Yeah. For a while I had an air tag on Theo, for sure.
It's smart.
Yeah. He's just so small already. So it's like, like a big ass chain.
We put one of them on Stewie and I don't know why the collars that they make for them are like whatever one we got. It's huge and he's little and it was like,
for sure. Yeah, I had this idea for like a vest that you can like slip the AirPod into, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like almost like an ID card where you can just like slip it in the bag.
That's genius.
So it might be a business idea. Hold on.
Anything to save them and help them.
Yes, for sure. So then with the after party, you got some event coming up soon here, you said in October?
Yeah.
So speak on that a little bit more just so people can get excited about it.
Okay, so I don't know how much I'm technically allowed to say, so I'm just going to say it because I haven't been told I can't, I think.
So this is going to air, I think, at the end of this month or beginning of next month.
Cool.
So hopefully just you'll have it hashed out by then.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be a little more, whatever. There's a guy who runs a company on social media. He does a lot for suicide awareness, drug addiction awareness, and he's like a mental health coach / fitness coach. Okay. Very well-known guy, and he wants to incorporate a cancer event into his thing. I guess he kind of travels around and throws these events. Okay. And so he reached out to me, and I'm working with them right now to throw definitely our biggest event. Sure. So yeah, it'll be very for breast cancer, but cancer in general. But I'm kind of hoping to have like other companies come, like mammograms. Like they have like mobile mammograms. If you do like breast cancer awareness walks and stuff, like sometimes they'll have them there, but like you still have to be 40 to do it. It's really weird.
Is that for insurance purposes?
I don't even know. Like that's just like that's when you start getting them. Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a problem for sure. Yeah. So I'm hoping to find somebody, that kind of like works with me and like does them for younger people. And yeah, so that's, we're still debating if it's going to be actually at our shop or somewhere a little bit bigger. But we're going to have like a stage with a full lineup of music and a lot of vegan food and a lot of different vendors. So yeah, I'm really excited for that.
And that's in Phoenix.
Yeah. It'll for sure be in Phoenix. Yeah. It'll be the weekend of the 17th. I think it's going to be that Sunday. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So October 17th is kind of the
I think so. Around there.
Around that time. Heck yeah. If anything changes, just make sure you're up to date.
I'll post about it for sure.
Yes, for sure. So you are at Meet Us at the Afters. Is that
that's our Instagram.
That's the Instagram?
Yeah. Okay.
And at Emo Girl Ink as well. So you guys, you definitely got to follow Sierra on her journey and everything that she's doing. It's so exciting. Is there anything else that you're excited for moving into 2026? Where, we're kind of at the tail end of 2025 right now, but anything else coming up here that you're excited about for the future?
Yeah, I feel like now, kind of what I was saying earlier with like the starting to heal like the mental side of everything that's kind of happened. Like I'm with being completed with treatment, like being able to do more. Like I haven't been able to do as much as I want because of my health. Like I'm working as much as I possibly can, but I don't have like it in me right now to like do as much as I'd like. So I'm excited to like fully get back into that. And then also yeah, just like we have a few other things planned. So.
Yeah. They're just
yeah.
But how? So when are you officially going to be done with the treatment then?
Hopefully August 29th. If all those scans look good, August 29th. I'm I'm on like these bunch of medications and stuff for the next 5 years. But the actual like active treatment will be done on the 29th.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be by the end of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, well, by the time this drops, probably.
Yeah.
You'll be done with treatment.
Yeah.
So it's a super exciting time because now it's time to live your life again the way that you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I'm just excited to like. I don't think you ever go back to like normal, but I'm excited to learn what my new normal is, you know?
For sure. You're actively living in it. And again, I'm so excited that you were able to come on. Thank you for spending the time.
That was so fun. Thank you.
No, I forget the cameras are there every single time.
I know. Thank you.
No, of course. My fellow Martians, like I said, you got to go follow Sierra. It's at Emo Girl Ink and at Meet Us at the Afters on Instagram. So make sure you follow up on that and hit them up if you want a tattoo.
Yeah,
they're in Phoenix. So if you're local, they have such great art. I mean, super great, talented artist in that shop. Hit them up.
Thank you so
yes,
much.
of course. My fellow Martians, we love you so much. We'll see you next time on Mars. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon, and also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We will see you next time on Mars.